So the start is under investigation. With 20 minutes was on the clock, 18 minutes now ticking down. And we'll have to see what happens with the start being under investigation. So Dylan Estra leads the way, but Nano Lopez on his tail. And just behind that is Aaron Ferrazzano. There's yellow flags down in turn 12, which would be probably the back of the grid at the moment. And it looks like it could be everyone's come through. Green flags are now running again. So at the front though, Nano Lopez looking to see if he can get around Dylan Estra. Dylan Estra then locks up, hands it back to, oh, there's going to be a crash. I saw that happening before it happened. Winfield Racing's Aaron Ferrazzano spins round Dylan Estra. Can't see quite what happened there, but there seemed to be a touch between the two and they came together. They were battling for second place. Dylan Estra was in the lead and he's now facing completely the wrong way. So where are we at now? Aaron Ferrazzano under pressure from Matteo Valente. Matteo Valente says, I'll take that, goes up at the inside. I don't know if Aaron Ferrazzano's got some damage on the front wing. We'll have to take a look. But Nano Lopez, this plays into his hands because he gets round Dylan Estra and manages to take the lead. So brilliant work from Nano Lopez, who's battling for a championship win for this season. He's championship contention, sitting second at the moment in the standings. So this is exactly what Nano Lopez needs. So Aaron Ferrazzano then could have damage on his front wing. We'll have to see if we can take a look and see if there's any damage after coming together with Dylan Estra. And let's have a look at his front left is where he clipped Dylan Estra. I'm unsure if Dylan Estra was maybe in the wrong position there or if the stewards will see that actually Aaron Ferrazzano maybe had not given enough space. I can't see any damage on the front. So the incident at turn 16 between Aaron Ferrazzano and Dylan Estra has been noted, which means the stewards will take a look at it. And, oh, there's Dylan climbing out of the car then. Unfortunate for him, he'll have the damage from the spin, I would assume. Hopefully Chaz can go down and see what kind of damage there is. There is damage. No, there doesn't seem to be any damage on Aaron Ferrazzano. But I'm sure Chaz will pop down and see exactly what's happened to Dylan Estra. He's missing, I can't see what's going on with the wing. Okay, so Chaz is telling me that the left rear wheel is broken on that car. And it looks like Walter Rijkaard is, oh, it's Dylan Estra. No, he just has Rijkaard written on his car. So disappointing then for Dylan Estra, who had a brilliant start. The start is under investigation, so we'll have to see. Looks like Dylan Estra is actually getting back out now. I wonder if he will go to the paddock or head out. But if he's got a broken wheel, I don't think he'll be going very far. So at least he can drive it that far. Anyway, back to the racing, and Nano Lopez leads the way from Matteo Valente. Aaron Ferrazzano third at the moment. And we'll have to see what happens from that incident that happened at turn 16, because it all got a little bit messy between the three of them. Nano Lopez got past very quickly and easily, and it looked like the lockup caused Dylan Estra to be out of position, which then could have caused Aaron Ferrazzano not to see where he was on the track. So we'll see what the stewards say about that one, and it could just be put down as a racing incident. Car 59, which is Matteo Valente, is being told to have a watch over his track limits, being reported at the famous turn 5, which is where most people keep getting caught out by track limits, turn 5 and turn 9. So an exciting start to the race. The man that took the lead at the beginning of the race, Dylan Estra, unfortunately out of the race. Battle here then between Matteo Valente and Aaron Ferrazzano. And I can't see any damage on his car. It would have been the front left, if anything. And it doesn't look like he's got any damage, so hopefully he's got away with this. He seems to be keeping up the speed of Matteo Valente. Aaron Ferrazzano picking up his first win yesterday, and will now be looking to see if he can get past Matteo Valente and get up to challenge Nano Lopez at the front. So all in equal machinery in these cars. So it is a straight battle to see who's the quickest out there. And Matteo Valente is very much defending that second position from Aaron Ferrazzano. You can see Aaron Ferrazzano trying to see if he could make his way round there, but Matteo Valente very much closed the door on him and said, absolutely not, I don't want you coming through here, please. Trying to hold on to this second place for as long as he can. Matteo Valente's had a third place so far in Portimao, so he would like to see another podium, I'm sure. It's his first season with us in Ultimate Cup, and he has so far been impressing pretty well as a rookie. Aaron Ferrazzano especially doing his best to show his skill set as well, and I'm thinking there that actually needs to be a bit careful once again. Does Matteo Valente going round at the point turn 10, going quite close to the track limits, but hopefully they seem to be a bit more lenient on turn 10. And this is then Gilles de Pierre chasing down Frédéric Boileau. Frédéric Boileau had a bit of a tricky qualifying session yesterday, but finished the race in 6th place yesterday overall, and 3rd in the gentleman category, so good work from Frédéric Boileau. But at the moment, finding himself being chased down by the pink car of Gilles de Pierre. Track limits once again, turn 9 for car 59. That's what I mentioned, just heading into turn 9 and up towards turn 10, which is where track limits have been reported again for Matteo Valente. And we saw that live, and I mentioned at the time it looked like he went a bit close to the track limits, and you get a certain amount of warnings before you start getting 5-second time penalties. And off the back of that, you start getting worse penalties, drive-through penalties and 10-second penalties, all sorts of penalties that you don't want to be picking up. Nano Lopez then still leads the way with 11 minutes left on the clock, and set out quite a big advantage now of 1.4 seconds on Matteo Valente in second. Matteo Valente, though, a bit of clean air and probably picking up a little bit of, it won't be close enough to pick up his slipstream, but he'll be picking, a bit of a slide there from Matteo Valente, maybe a bit under pressure as they come towards turn 9, and that'll be, unfortunately, that was definitely, I'm almost certain that was a bit of track limits, but we'll see. That's turn 9 again, and that will be Matteo Valente, and he's already had a warning flag for turn 9, so let's see what they say this time. But it seemed like he had all 4 wheels off the track, but we'll see what race controls say. But this man is having a lovely race today. Aaron Ferrazzano getting very racy behind Matteo Valente. He's obviously trying to make him make a mistake, basically. Solly and Amrouche then battling it out with Walter Rijkaard. Solly and Amrouche was starting 12th. She's made her way up to 10th. But that is because Dylan Estra is out of the race, and Thierry Malholm has dropped to the back. So Solly Amrouche here looking to make a move on Walter Rijkaard. Up the inside she goes. Has a bit of wheel spin, and she loses it all on her own. It was a good move, but unfortunately couldn't make it stick and lost the rear end at turn 16. And has got going again, as you can see, but all that hard work she put in to overtake Walter Rijkaard has gone amiss now, because she unfortunately lost the rear and slid into the runoff area at turn 16. Gilles de Pierre then still chasing down Frédéric Boileau. And taking very different lines are the two drivers, as Gilles de Pierre really trying to see if he can find his way round Walter Rijkaard. And as I said, the track will be much greener today because of Gilles de Pierre looking very racy as they head over the hill. And he's really putting the pressure now on Walter Rijkaard. You can see they're much closer than they were before. And here at turn 9 up towards turn 10 could be where he manages to do it. So he's dropped back a little bit there, has Gilles de Pierre. So a bit of breathing space, I'm sure, for Walter Rijkaard. As they come down to turns 14 and 15. And then down the long back straight towards turn 16. And well, Gilles de Pierre isn't able to do it there. And will he be able to do it into the hairpin at turn 16? It's a place that we've seen. He has a few looks, but he thinks he's not quite close enough to make that work. We've seen quite a few people make a couple of moves there, so it's obviously a good... Right, so car number 68, Alain Boucher, is under investigation for the starting procedure. So that's why we had the start under investigation. So everyone else seems to be okay. And here they go up towards turn 2 and 3. Track limits once again reported for turn 5 for Aaron Ferrazzano. Needs to be careful. If he gets too many, he will get a penalty. And we saw a penalty ruin Nano Lopez's race yesterday after fighting back from being in a collision with Dylan Estra, who saw himself get a penalty for the collision. And now, unfortunately, then finished 8th after picking up a 5-second time penalty, which is a big penalty in these cars that all are quite close, as you can see on the track. Gilles de Pierre then still fighting to see if he can get past Frederick Boileau. And in all this battling, it seems that behind, Walter Rijkaard and Solly and Amrouche have come to join the party. At the front, still Nano Lopez. Aaron Ferrazzano has managed to get past Matteo Valente. Oh, and there's a spin for Walter Rijkaard. Turn 15, yellow flags will be out for that. And after all that, turn 15 has seen Walter Rijkaard, unfortunately, out of this race. Disappointing then for Walter Rijkaard, who was battling it out with Gilles de Pierre and Solly and Amrouche. Green flags then in sector 2. There were yellows out there, but I don't think that was Walter Rijkaard. See if Walter Rijkaard's managed to get going again. But Solly and Amrouche here then battling it out with Gilles de Pierre. And she's got the inside line and she says, I'll take that. And this time does it and keeps it. So good work from Solly and Amrouche. Making her way up to 8th at the moment. So here we are. We unfortunately didn't see the move from Aaron Ferrazzano to make his way up to second, but he was very racy for much of the race so far and managed to get himself up to second place now. So brilliant work from the winner yesterday, and now he's actually closed the gap on Nano Lopez behind Matteo Valente, unfortunately looking a little bit forlorn in the background and not keeping up with the top two, but Aaron Ferrazzano is absolutely all over it. Practice start in pit lane under investigation for 23, 24, 58 and 86. 24 is Nano Lopez, who's leading the race. 23 is Dylan Estra, who's out of the race. 58 is Aaron Ferrazzano, and 86 is Laurent Vutic. So they're all under investigation for practice starts in the pit lane. So we'll have to see what happens. That probably will decide after the race. So under investigation then is our leader and second place as well. So not good news for our top two, but could be good news for Matteo Valente, who is not under investigation. And depending if they deem a penalty, Matteo Valente could luck out here. So let's keep an eye on what's happening real time though, because Nano Lopez is under pressure from Aaron Ferrazzano, yesterday's winner. 5 second time penalties. Here we go. So our leaders, 24. Nano Lopez has picked up another 5 second time penalty for practice starts in the pit lane. 86, who is Laurent Vutic, has got a 5 second time penalty, and Dylan Estra, who's out of the race. So, and 58 has got a 10 second time penalty. 2 practice starts. So Aaron Ferrazzano, who's sitting second at the moment, is very likely not to be on the podium because he's got a 10 second time penalty. And the leader has a 5 second time penalty. So Matteo Valente could be the one that wins this race. We'll have to see how it shakes out when they cross the line. But that is a big time penalty for Aaron Ferrazzano. Solly and Amrouche here then. Gilles de Pierre rather. In a battle with Walter Rijkaard at the back, I believe. No, Frederic Boileau, sorry. So it seems Solian Amrouche has got round Frederic Boileau and Gilles de Pierre now. So Ferrazzano has a 10 second penalty. Lopez has a 5 second penalty. And it doesn't much matter for Dylan Estra, who's car number 23 because he's out the race, but 86, which is Laurent Vutic. And there's a 5 second time penalty as well for penalty false start, moving before the signal. So that's Alain Boucher. Alain Boucher also has a time penalty. That's 5 seconds. So he has that. Oh, and there's a spin there for Gilles de Pierre. Having a battle with Walter Rijkaard. That's a turn 16, I believe. In the third sector, yeah, turn 16, yellow flags out. Oh, it's still going on. I don't have enough eyes. So 5 second time penalty, third infringement. We've got another time penalty for Matteo Valente's now got a time penalty. Okay, I have no idea how this race is going to end. Matteo Valente also has a time penalty. So, okay, you're going to have to bear with me as we go through this because we've got quite a few time penalties to look at. So, leading the way is Nano Lopez. He's got a 5 second time penalty. Aaron Ferrazzano behind him has a 10 second time penalty. Behind them is Matteo Valente, who has a 5 second time penalty. And behind them is Laurent Vutic with Alexander Berdeau, who has no penalty. So I don't know if this is going to work out that Alexander Berdeau on his debut weekend is going to be either on the podium or winning this. So we will not know until the checker flag is out because I can physically not do that maths quick enough to tell you who is going to win this. This is Nano Lopez with his 5 second time penalty, and behind him Aaron Ferrazzano with the 10 second time penalty. Whew. So this is the final lap. In all that, this is the final lap. And the final cars are just coming round at the moment. Turn 7, there's yellows out in the second sector. Can't see who that is, but it's gone green again now. So this is the final lap. And here come the leaders heading round turn 7 up towards turn 8. And like I say, this will be the final outing of these guys until later this afternoon. And they come around turn 10. Nano Lopez is going to take the provisional win as it stands, unless Aaron Ferrazzano can do something. But as I say, there is a lot of time penalties to add on to this. The top 3 alone have time penalties, as well as who's sitting 5th and 6th at the moment. So Alexander Berdeau, who is sitting 4th, is the only one at the moment in that top 6 that does not have a time penalty. I'm going to call it across the line being Nano Lopez who wins, and then it will completely change it because it's not going to be who we think will win here. So Nano Lopez then making his way down the back straight, heading up towards turn 16, was looking to extend his championship lead on Hugh Barter, but picked up another time penalty for track limits. Actually, this was for a starting procedure, doing pit stops, doing a practice stop in the pit lane, and that is not allowed. So here they come across the line, and it's going to shake it up a little bit because Nano Lopez crosses the line in the lead, but let's see where it all ends with time penalties. Aaron Ferrazzano crosses the line second. Third is Matteo Valente on the track, and it's actually managed that Alexander Burdo has crossed the line fourth. Laurent Vitic then going to be fifth. Let's see how it shakes up once everyone has crossed the line. Car number 38 there, which is Alexander Burdo, who's had a brilliant race out there and finishes fourth across the line. Fifth will be Laurent Vitic across the line. And that's Laurent Vitic then crossing the line fifth. Alain Boucher will be sixth, but both these drivers have time penalties as well. So plenty going up. Lopez, I believe, would have won because he had a 5-second time penalty, but he had a 5-second gap. So it looks like Nano Lopez should keep his win. I'm just doing the quick maths now as I sit here. Aaron Ferrazzano will have a 10-second penalty. So I believe Burdo will end in fourth place, in second place rather, and Matteo Valente, I think Ferrazzano will be third still, and Valente will be fifth. I believe. But I think Lopez will keep his win, so that's the main thing as he extends his championship lead, because he picked up quite a big lead to the end there. And so hopefully he should be able to keep that 5-second time penalty. So Chaz and I are doing on-air maths, and actually it's easier for him because he's not watching 10 timing screens. But to be fair, we did think Lopez crossed the line and still won in terms of the 5 seconds, because he's won by 5.4 seconds, which means he's got the win as he crosses the line. And then we think Aaron Ferrazzano then will drop to third because of his 10-second time penalty, which then elevates fourth place finisher Alexander Burdo to second, and Matteo Valente drops to fourth. Is how we've done the maths. So that's what we're sticking with. Let's see where they line up then. Nano Lopez, we believe, will still line up in first place. Crosses the line in first place and picks up a... Oh, I don't know if anyone's told Ferrazzano. Well, we'll have to see. Because I would have thought they would have done the calculations already. But at the moment, Ferrazzano has slotted into second place position out there. And so I'm just going to focus at the moment on Nano Lopez, who we know has taken the win. So congratulations to Nano Lopez. He gets out, doesn't do any sort of real celebrations on the car or anything, which usually we see him looking a little bit less forlorn. But we'll find out what went on out there, because he would have seen probably a couple of things that happened in front of him. That's a very happy Matteo Valente, but I'm pretty sure he's not on the podium either. It's a bit confusing, I'm not going to lie. We will find out exactly who has finished where. I don't speak what it sounds like to be Italian there, so I can't really help on that one. I couldn't quite hear what language it was either. So anyway, as it stands, we do know that Nano Lopez has taken the win, and for everyone else behind, it'll work out, and I'll let you know for the final race of the season where it's all finished. What I can tell you is Nano Lopez has extended his championship fight at the front, and hopefully should have taken the championship lead by this point. All he needed really between the two of them was, oh, someone see, okay, can't quite see who that is, but someone is. Anyway, let's head down, I think, see if Chaz can jump in and have a word with who we do know has won. Well, it's actually like we're going to speak to Matteo Valente. I'm very confused. Chaz, see if we can get a little bit of understanding from you down at the bottom. We can't do maths apparently, but Matteo Valente seems to be celebrating as though maybe he's won the race.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to think so, but I mean, he's had a very, very strong race at least, you know, still having a good old scrap with the guys near the front of the field. They're very happy down here. They've got the Paraguayan flag on the go. Matteo, just a quick word from you. A very difficult race, it seems. We've been doing a lot of maths with all the penalties and things, but you seem to be very happy.
Yeah, we were good with the pace, but we had an error on turn 5 and the first lap.
Right.
And in the last couple of laps we had another mistake on turn 15. I mean, we need to work on that. Yeah, still very happy for being in the podium finally.
Yeah.
So yeah, very happy.
And excited, I take it, for the race later on. Anything you're going to change for the final race of the weekend?
Maybe more consistent pace.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically doing everything for a win.
Yeah. Well, best of luck. We hope it goes well.
Thank you.
So, Matteo Valente, I'm going to try and see if I can just grab Nano Lopez as well, our race winner. Let me just scoot over and see whether I can have a chat with him. He actually looks happy to see me, which is nice. Nano, I only got a brief question in on the grid, but this is a much better setting now, having got the race victory. You must be a little bit relieved almost.
Yeah, yesterday we had a bit of bad timing with the red flag during qualifying, and then we had the safety car which compromised our race when we were P3 after getting hit in lap 2. So yeah, it was a match control race. So yeah, really happy. Now looking forward to do the same on race 3, which will be a bit harder because I don't know how will we be starting because of yesterday's penalty. But yeah.
I was going to say it's very different emotions to what you had when you got into the pit lane yesterday afternoon. So again, the relief is very clear. What's the tactic if you have to push forward in the races? Is it a case of you push harder in the opening laps, or you wait for people to sort of fall off a bit later on in the race? Is there an idea or a strategy behind it?
I think we'll have to look forward when we have the grids, the starting grid, because I don't know who is starting in front of me. So yeah, it depends on who's starting in front of me. Maybe we can shake them in the start, but yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Okay, so Nano Lopez happy after that victory. He's going to be confident for later on as well. Matteo Valente happy. There's a lovely positive scene going on down here in the pit lane. It's very bright and beautiful, as it often is here in Spain. But that's going to be the end of our broadcast here for the Hoosier Formula Cup to start our day. We'll be back very soon with their second race later on this afternoon. But for now, we're going to move on to the next category of racing. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in a bit.